Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party, and it is 4:32 on June 23rd, 2026, and the our special session is OVA, OVER. I don't know what all came out of it. I know that there was an attempt to override a veto that failed, so that was high drama. That's pretty crazy. Um, so I'm going into work tomorrow, so I'm trying to do this video in lieu of a video tomorrow morning. The Just because I'd like to make sure I do one at least every day, but since I can't do one tomorrow, I'll do two today. All right, so I have got I'm trying to become really comfortable with Angular signals. I definitely have I'm pretty solid believer in it. Um, so that's kind of a one of those things, like where it's like, man, I've used it for about a year now, probably these signals, and they are so much better, I think. So at least for now. So basically, right now, I kind of ended up like in unit tests, and then kind of going through here and going, oh, this kind of is doesn't quite make sense. And this piece right here, I think, is probably the most like if you went back 3 years ago, that's super clean code. The navigation observable, all that stuff, creating observables, and then the that's Pebbles. This is Pebbles. Pebbles is a Staffordshire Terrier. She comes over every Tuesday and Thursday, many times on Friday, many times on Saturday, many times on Sunday. And she is a good dog. She's a very, very good dog. One of the best dogs ever. We were actually at the mall, and we some guy was walking her, and she was a puppy, and we were like, "Hey, what kind of dog is that?" And then he was like, "Oh, this is a Staffordshire Terrier." And all right, this is a Staffordshire Terrier, and ended up selling her to my son for $150. It's probably the best deal ever because they generally cost around $1,500. So, but she was apparently the runt or maybe the biggest. I think she was either we could the guy didn't have a solid English, but and that's Roxy. Um, the that's Pebbles. The dog comes over with Pebbles, but Roxy, I mean Pebbles was I think either she was bigger than the rest of her siblings or she was smaller than the rest of her siblings. But in either case, she was uh, the only one of like eight or something like that that wasn't sold yet, and it was Christmas Eve, and so the guy was just looking for a little bit of extra cash. That is our German Shepherd named Gretchen. She lives here, and she is constantly harassed by Roxy, just nonstop. And so they're playing pretty hard back there now. But anyways, so this is, I think, fine. Like these subscribes, RxJS, it's a really good way of doing things. I created a subscription here, and I am unsubscribing. Now, the thing is I don't know. So like, okay, so in this code, so with two signal, do I need to be concerned with unsubscribing? No, that's one of the main. Okay, so that's cool. So this whole like boilerplate plate of dealing with restriction, this subscription is gone. Now, what I really like about this is like, okay, so I can create a new writable signal. It's kind of funny because I guess maybe when I'm at the beginning of a new technology, I start wanting to write what it is. I feel like all of these should have the word signal in it. Signal. And I would imagine that would break something, but maybe not. Let's hit save and see if that breaks anything. I didn't see anything. Maybe oh, it looks like down here. signal. Okay, so now, yes, we have other, oh, maybe not. Maybe that's all that was broken. I would have thought somebody was listening to it. Isn't anyone listening? Okay, let's just do this. Because it doesn't seem right. Just doesn't feel right. No, well, oh, I see. And so what is this? This is our layout app. And that is squared away. And so now we want to create another one called navigation. And I guess we want it to just be some, I don't know what we'd even, okay, so we push the router to it. Render, publish, edit, render ID, navigation, and I guess, see, we don't really want to make it like, I don't want it to be a account. I mean, uh, I don't really want it to be a object because it's just a lot of, it's just easier to deal with primitives. I mean, I don't mind it being an object. It's not the end of the world, but it's just a little bit like a little bit of less cognitive load to make it a primitive. So what this is navigation and signal. Writable signal. And I'm just going to call it a number. And basically, it's just going to be the count. So it's going to take whatever the number is, and it is going to increment that number, and it's going to count it. Zero. All right, and so I don't know. This is a new thing. I've never done this before. So, and so then we want to do like this two. Where is our two signal example? Oh, it's up here. That's so odd. Wow, so they didn't even put it like in a. That is crazy that they didn't even put it inside of like the control constructor or anything. I guess that's fine. I don't know. I kind of like the way they did this because it's like before this code, but I am going to do that here. And I'm going to say that, so we don't have to set it up. Oh, do we have to set it up? Okay, so what they're saying, okay, so maybe, actually, I think that might be the way to do it. Well, the problem is, okay, I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know what is going to happen. But I do think that this is what we want to do. And this will just get easier and easier with time. I kind of want it to be with the rest of these, but it's also kind of different. Okay, so we don't want this anymore at all. So we don't need this, and so then we don't need this. So basically, we don't need the life cycle hook, the destroy life cycle hook, because signals apparently handles all that for us. Okay, so instead of this, and that was just me going into like my normal sort of boilerplate on how to do this. We really want to do is this. And I don't even know what in the world. So to signal, I'm assuming comes from here. So I'm going to try that. QRST, that's lowercase, so that means it's a function. To signal. Maybe not. Comma. Did I misspell it? Okay, we don't need this anymore. All right, so where does to signal come from? All right, let's get rid of this one. Let's see if it can help us. Maybe it's from RxJS. Oh, looks like it is from RxJS, which is very RxJS-y, right? Like that is how, but it is from Angular Core RxJS Interop. So that one really surprises me because this is from Core. So normally, like most of this things on Core, most of the things from Core like are exposed through like an index, a rollup, a barrel file. Um, should I import to signal from? Yeah, yeah. So that surprises me that that comes from there. It seems like it should come from. I would imagine this will get moved over here in one of these upgrades, maybe even this next upgrade to Angular 22. Um, um, I'm curious if they switched it yet or not. Ah, okay. So anyways, now we want to do like, we're doing it right up here to signal, but it's not a number. That's what its problem is. It sends a navigation end or undefined. So we want to grab that. So that's the signature of what comes from there. Oh my gosh. I don't know why why that's not working anymore. Okay, now what's the problem? Hmm. Oh, yeah, we're not trying to pipe that. Or maybe we are. So let's see, if I make this any, will it work? If I make this any and it works, then there's probably an issue with, I mean, there is an issue with type. Okay, so that does not work. And signal, what is the problem here? Okay, can you see something wrong? I'm going to ask ChatGPT if it can see anything wrong. Oh. Oh wow, so that actually creates a non-writable signal. It's supposed to be a regular signal. So this is not writable, which I'm a little confused on that. Like I don't quite get that what the difference is, but I think it does make sense. I think it makes sense that so it is not a writable signal, so you cannot only this can update it, which is probably a good thing. All right. So that is part one, right? And then the part two, okay, so we do not need this anymore, I don't think. Well, oh wait, we just second. So do I need to, I guess I need to, this router events pipe. Okay, so is this everything? So what's weird is, okay, so here I made a router, which is router events. And then this is this. So this is navigation events observable. And then this is this. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't look like we need any of this stuff. So this whole thing can go away. Hopefully this all still works. I cannot believe I didn't do a code commit. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I like to do code commits before I do start unit tests, and I just sort of missed it. Missed it. All right, so this is going to be effect, which is a function that comes from core. So let's go up to core. Guess we don't need this anymore. This is one of those perfect examples where like the code is to me making up so much more makes so much more sense, but it's may not work at all. Like there's this one piece of software that I used to work with that was like we never could get it to work, but EFGH. But when we worked on it, um, let me do this. Um, when we worked on it, we got the code is just perfect. It's so well built. It's just the most beautiful, most well built code I've ever seen in my life. And it would have been so much better if it worked too, but it just didn't. Like everything, like I swear, any little piece of work was so over engineered, and then you do a little bit of work on it, and it would all just start coming apart. It was just like every single piece of it was just like perfectly implemented, just death through perfection. All right, so now we have our effect, and we're looking for any changes to the navigation and signal. So what I like to do, and now I'm being, oops, escape. So with the signals, I like to do that. Navigation. And then basically what you do is you say, anytime there's a navigation end signal, we want to publish that. So we're going to say navigation and signal. And that will cause this whole, everything in this from here to here will run anytime the navigation and signal fires. Now, keep in mind that if we start listening to another signal, everything runs, not just navigation and signal stuff, everything. It'd be kind of nice if this had been like a chained or whatever you want to run when that signal comes, as opposed to across the whole effect. But I don't know, maybe not. I like the way this works though, so I don't want to. It's going to be what this dot publish, and then this dot router. And the main reason for that is just so it'd be easier to unit test. All right, gosh, that was a lot of code, and who knows if this stuff still works. Apparently not. Line 46. Did I not save something? Okay, service, layout service, app update layout service, line 46, column 8. This is saved, and this is not the code. Did you mean setup render subscription? App data layout. Okay. Edit render ID subscription does not exist. And no, it doesn't. But there's nothing about that here, so. Okay, something was just weird, as per usual. Update. There we go. Update. All right. I can't even tell you what an unusual experience that just was for me. 99 times 10 out of 99 times out of 100, if I um if I 99 times out of 100, if I do that much code without actually testing along the way, it doesn't work. I can't believe it actually still works. So I wonder, I'm still sort of evolving, but it kind of seems like, so I was using this for a delete. Let's see, execute. How about run? I guess I'll just do this. Run. What is this? That's dashing away. I don't know how that's dashing away. Oh, it's like wind. I'm going to use this running shoe. So this is where code that executes when the signal runs. Runs. All right, so the good news is that this publish updated render ID is pretty solid. I feel like it's not pure though. If I remember correctly, there's a this in here, and I guess it makes sense. So basically, it needs access to the edit render ID. I bet you could pass that in if we wanted, but should be fine. So this should be super simple to. Should just run now. We shouldn't even have to do anything with unit testing on this one. This one, this I don't actually. I think this whole thing just got a lot easier to unit test. So let's try that. Let's rerun this. See if we fail any unit tests now. Nope, we aren't failing any. They're all compiling. And now, do we have? I guess I don't have a. I thought I had the coverage report. All right, here's our coverage report. Well, we don't have any red ones anymore. We got up to 99.33, so we are now only 6 lines of code away from 100% coverage. We are 5 branches, so that's going to be hard. And we're only 1 function away. So we're probably gonna have to convert some of these branches to functions, but only 6 lines of code away. So let's go over here. I feel like it's all in one. Just oh no, there's 2 files. Um, let's see what we got going on. 0 of 3, 3 of 5 branches. Branches are definitely the name of the game. So there's only 2. That's amazing. There's 2 lines of code and 2 branches missing. This has got 6 lines of code, 3 branches, and 6 statements. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Get going in y'all. This is what we were just working on. Okay, so now, yeah, this is always one of the harder things. Okay, so we want to break this into its own function, if at all possible, which I think is possible. So let's come over here. I believe that what I can do is we want to pull this off into its own function, right? From here to here. And usually, okay, so this needs to return a true or a false. All right, right. That's what my boss does. When I'm in complete confusion, he goes, right? I'm always like, oh no, I don't know. All right, let's see. Filter, navigation, filter, filter, navigation filter. And it accepts an event, which is like this, navigation end. Now, I don't know. Like, it's weird. I've never seen this before. E is navigation end. That's a new one for me. It's pretty cool, though. I think it's kind of nice. So it looks like I could just say event, and then instead of like this saying, telling me it, say add the is, and I think the is forces it. It says, just disbelieve me. That's which is weird because like we're saying E is navigation end, and then we're saying only if it is navigation end. Do it, which is weird. Do it. Okay, and I'm pretty sure this is Boolean. And then I went from pretty sure to absolutely positive in the second that I was talking to you. And then, or maybe that's part of the code is, see, the colon typically means, that's weird. Okay, so the colon typically means that that's the type, and then this is the typing. And then this is the function that it's running, which should return a true or false. So we're just going to return that. Okay. And in theory, we want to give it this. This dot navigation filter. And I'm pretty sure we need to do a bind and then this. And then comma and then E. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Wait, so filter is the function, and so we're just saying that it's this dot navigation filter. I don't know why I can't. Okay, what's it complaining about? It's not a style for navigation and is not. So it's saying that, hey, this is not, like, you can't do this. I'm going to try that is. Is it event? Did that change something? That seemed like it changed something. Let's say const e equals event. Oh no, see, that shouldn't even matter, right? Because it's saying, what if I just return true? Oh, Lord. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Okay. So over here, we're taking this function, this whole function. Oh, wait. Okay, so over here, when I did this, I did have an extra close, like when I, that has an extra thing there, but that's still not it. Navigation and. I think this is happy. I don't know. Let's go back to here. Okay, so this is taking this, taking it to a signal. It's taking this filter, and then it is taking that filter. It's got it in parentheses. We don't actually execute it, so it just wants, oh, it wants a function, actually, which that's what that is. That's a function. Okay, so I have this function. Now let's ask ChatGPT. I guess we can actually put these together. There's no reason it has to be. Let's just do this. All right. So now I have this function. This code. Um, usually, usually it can figure it out without me telling it what the problem is. But let's. Problem is that this is argument of type. Oh, is not okay. Argument of type mono of type operator function. Okay, type observable event. Okay, so let's see if I have to tell it what it is or not. Your filter type. Okay, so it's not a Boolean like I thought. I've always really struggled with this. This is a piece of the of of software development that has always really befuddled me. With specifically with RxJS. Um, uh, emits event, not navigate. So this signature is already too narrow. Okay, so it wants this to be a event. Okay, I feel like that's right. Event is navigation end. Oh, instead of instance of is, you know. Okay, so you type declare event. Okay, so I did this. Okay. Okay, so it says that that's not the problem. All right, so it wants me to put that in there. E is navigation end. I have to admit, I'm a little confused by this. Stop, Pebbles. Okay, so it's saying I could do this. Ah, I am very, very, I'm absolutely confused why this is. Okay, now what's the problem? Golly, this is really a pain in the butt. Okay. Any type must be assignable to the parameters type. Navigation is missing the following properties. Okay, so this is not. Okay, so the transpiler is complaining about this. The IDE is complaining about this. So a lot of TypeScript setups. It comes from the subtle rule about type guards class. Is event, isn't it? Can trigger error like RXJS explains. I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to go online. Be able to easily unit test the filter function. A very clean architecture. The good news is you can absolutely keep the filter testable without making it inline. Okay, the trick is don't use the method type guard for your I here. Instead, use a pure predicate logic from actually okay. This part, this is cranky. It's not so. Don't tell me what the problem is not. That's very confusing. Extract the pure testable function. What? Why do I need that export? Extract a pure testable function. Okay. I'm curious if I need the function and all that. What if I put the word function in front of it? Doesn't like that at all. Oh, it probably wants that outside of this, like down here, outside of the class. Event is navigation and, okay, wait. Navigation and signal. Okay, so where, okay, where do I put the export function? Most common is router utils. Okay, so this is already in a service. Okay. All right, so this is in a service. This is in a service. Oh, maybe it can't be. Oh, you know what? I think it's because it needs to be like a class. Oh, okay. So the new function needs to be in a like a just regular. In fact, for your specific. Okay, so be in the same file as the service signal is in. Okay, so it's saying that I can, yeah, so this is exactly what I tried to do. Okay, so this is exactly what I was trying to do. But it's still complaining. Okay, so that is what I did. So that is what. Okay. Okay, so this is problematic for me. Even though this is a valid TypeScript, Angular RxJS strict mode, sometimes it fails inference when the functional export is the same file as the class it's used. So the computer gets uncertain and your ID. The most reliable fix, Angular safe. Remove the type predicate from the function. So this must be a type predicate. Okay. Boolean. So I guess this part is called a type predicate. I'm trying to remember the word because I'm sure that's coming. That's coming back. All right. That is so weird. All right. And then it's saying I can come over here and then instead of this being like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So yeah, I was getting a phone call, but it was probably for my son, which is I would love to take that phone call right now. No offense to you guys, but I would love to have taken that call. Um, but unfortunately my phone is just not answerable at the moment. All right. Okay, so it's not complaining anymore about that. And now we want this router navigation and signal events pipe. Events pipe. Oh, and that's saying add this here. But see, I still think it won't. But I'm back to the same problem where it doesn't fire automatically. So that's saying restore it over here, but and it's still complaining about that. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so let's see, what were some of the alternate? See, anything where I have to then still run it like this doesn't do me a darn bit of good. Okay, so two problems. So two issues. Um, so the first issue, the main issue, the first issue, want the filter function to run to be almost like maybe you know what? Maybe I just want like if I don't okay, I'm still issues. Issues like the E uh when called is navigation and E um but importantly to I don't embedded filter um, want to be able to a simple function to run to run. Inline type logic. That's totally doable, but the key is don't use any at the why your current attempt breaks. Okay. What I actually want. Okay, so that it's saying do this one. Make this a normal predicate. I think I wonder if we call it a predicate because it's a Boolean, which I think we already have done. All right, we've made this a normal predicate. I think this looks exactly like. So yeah, this is it. No event is, yeah, we already did that. So handle typing only where it's needed on the RxJS. Now you restore safely like this. Okay, I don't think this is what I want, but I just want to see if it's going to work, if it would have worked. But that's definitely not what I want because I think I'm still going to run into the exact same issue. I don't even think, oh, because of the E is. Wait, I think that's exactly what we have. This did not solve. Okay, A, it did not solve anything. Okay, so this is not happy. I wonder if I can make this an any. Sometimes you just have to make these things any's. Does this problem go away now? Yep, that problem went away. Okay, so that still didn't work. Okay, it's still complaining. The transpiler is still complaining. Um, when I changed my filter function to E colon any to type the E to any happy, but I'm still have the problem. See, because I still, okay, so let's see if it works. I guess that would be important too. And I'm going to tell you, it is not unusual. It really is not unusual. It seems like it should be unusual, but it's not unusual to work in a place where people spend 3 times as much time on unit tests as they do coding. That is not, I've seen that over and over and over again. Okay. Now, what I wanted to see is, okay, so if we hit refresh, run this, I just want to double check. This is the new code though. See, the filter, the code within the filter is still not being executed. See, that's not the problem. That the code inside of the filter is still not being executed. Yeah, it's not almost one of these. Okay. Yeah. Hiding emission, see signal. Okay, whatever. Okay, so that didn't work. I had to make that an any. So this is not going to work. Wait, what? Wait, maybe this. No, this. Okay, did I? Okay, that's right, right? I'm doing this right. Navigation and just signal to signal. This router event dot pipe filter. Oh. So they're saying, I don't think that's true. I do not believe this is true. E. And then yeah, it won't transpile. It won't even transpile when you do that because then that's complaining. All right. Yeah, that's still not going to work. One more thing. Likely your real bug. Okay, so the code coverage. Um, and I will tell you that when you are like on a like, oh man, we're on 2 week sprint, blah blah blah, and something like this is holding you up. Oh, it's weird. This is a different. Fully covered. Okay, what if I get rid of the filtering and handle it somewhere else? Maybe I could get rid of the filtering altogether. Filtering here in this part code altogether. All thugger. Because right now the filter is causing more complexity than value. See, it seems like, okay, I could just do this. Get rid of this. Just get rid of it. Now it's going to be upset because this should be an event or undefined. I thought. What is this from return? Okay, so, and I'll just say navigation signal. All right. And then instead of running, like here, I could just add like, because this, oh yeah, because this will give me that const event, event is equal to. Okay, so this is, it's not happy with this. Okay, so this should work. But it does. This is probably a really good practice though. Mm. Oh my God. Correct behavior, add an effect. So it's, I guess it's saying don't do this. So it's saying if I don't strongly type this, the problem goes away. Now, what's it saying? Okay, let's try this again. I think string. Sounds like someone might be here, which might be my son that I couldn't take his phone call a second ago. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a signal. That's what I did, right? Anyway. Okay, so it doesn't like that. Oh, wait. Maybe this is what I needed to do. It's so funny. Okay. To signal, and then is it the same? Maybe that's the problem? Event or undefined. Okay, so now what's the problem? Subscribable event. It could be a subscribable. Okay, what is this one saying to do? Okay, navigation signal is equal to 2 signals. So it's still not like over here. They're saying like this and then null for some reason. And then this router events, comma. This is a new one. Oh my gosh. Initial value, call it null. Okay, so it's still not happy. This router events, no overload. So it's saying that it's this. That it could be a subscribable event. Okay, so there's like 5 overloads, it says. Overload 1 of 5. Overload 2 of 5 is overload. Event has no. No. Let's try it. Oh, I only show 2? 3. Okay, there's number 3 of 5. What's 4 of 5? I don't know. I don't see 4 of 5. Oh, geez. All right, so it's complaining about this. It says that to signal. So to signal was supposed to take. To signal is supposed to accept a source, which is an observable, or a subscribable event with an initial value. And apparently, I don't know. I'm so confused. All right, so it was happy with this over here. And then over here, event. I'm going to say as event. I don't know. Event. And this is the, I don't know if it's the right event. Probably not. This is probably not the, oh, we don't ever pull in event. Or wherever we're pulling in, it's not the right one. Event. I wonder if that was the problem the whole time. All right. So we're saying, hey, you're getting an event or undefined. And then I think, okay, I don't know, let's just see what happens. And then I think the only problem with what we have right now, I think, is that we're going to be calling it too often. Because there's like a dozen um, so this is all working. The only problem is that event is probably firing like 8 times for every route change, and we don't want that. So we only want to do this if it's an instance of, and we actually want to just, actually, I would rather do this. Commas, event. And then this comma, we're going to say this is an event. And it's of type event. Right? So now we're checking, we're only going to, if it's anything if event is instance of, was it instance like that? Is instance of, and it was navigation event, end event. And then we want this, I guess we want to, I don't know. I think we need, I don't remember. This code is always so weird to me. And I think this is going to be a lot more term. And then, and we, I guess now, I guess we, well, we only want to run this if that, so. But this thing is supposed to return a number, and we want to return 0. Because we're not setting it, we're not even doing anything. And then otherwise, we're going to come in here, and then we're going to set the renderer ID. So basically, if it's anything, if it's not navigation end, which shouldn't be that big of a deal, like all these things are firing, and it shouldn't be too bad. I don't think that handling it here versus there, it's just going to be a lot easier to unit test here than it was there. All right, let's see if we are broken again. And basically, the win is if this fire, if this is showing 100%, which I think it will show 100%. I don't know what I think of it. I just like, sometimes I really have like strong opinions about like how things should work, and then sometimes I'm just kind of like, does it work? Is it fine? So this is old, but I'm about to declare victory here, I think. Basically, I don't want any red here. And we got no red there. Okay, so now we have to figure out how to unit test this one. Or I don't even think we're using that one anymore, right? That one gone. He gone. And that is the kind of thing that like will just drive you nuts. Okay. And I don't know why our unit tests are not running. Oh, it was just slow. All right. Well, we got one of our 4 branches. Oh, we lost a lot of ground on lines. We were at like we only had 6 lines total throughout the whole thing, and now we have 14 lines. But now all we have to do, I think it's going to be pretty simple. All we have to do is create a router, create an event, and then make sure the router has something called a URL on it. And then that URL needs to have like this information in it. So that's all simple. That's simple. And that's simple. So that'll do it. Happy coding, everybody. See you. I know I won't see you all tomorrow, but have a good night. Bye.